Alright, this first ride on a 2017 Harley Sportster 1200 Custom. Whew, that is a tall first gear. 1,889 miles. This thing's pretty damn new. Coming from a background of almost predominantly dirt bikes, one of the first things I was like, oh, never seen that before, is you got your turn signals on your left and your right. I'm used to the combined clicker. It's kind of cool. He's got the mirrors down here and you can flip those up if you want. Okay, let's get off these dirt roads. Let's go see what this is about. Oh yeah. Okay, first impressions, that's pretty cool coming off of a dirt bike. Very tall gearing, very tall. So that's first gear, let's hold it. Just very casual. That's third. There's fourth. Fifth. Too low. So when I'm riding this at speed with the helmet I have, all I can hear is the wind noise right now. I can't hear the motor or exhaust, so it's very polite and quiet stock. So, you know, when you're paying for a Harley, you want the noise, I think. And now I can't hear it, barely. All right, so I could easily see myself on here looking for some aftermarket pipes on here. I wouldn't want straight pipes or anything crazy, but I definitely want to hear it a little more than we are right now. Definitely nimble feeling. This bike definitely has power. I wouldn't want any less, so I'm really glad we found a 1200. How do the brakes feel? Really good brakes. Okay, so I technically know next to nothing about this bike and what it's trying to represent. This is, again, this was an impulse purchase for us. My dad saw it, fell in love with it. So this is truly an uneducated first kind of ride with it. My dad kind of said that a bike like this is more so meant for around town, you know, not going cross country, and not even so much around town, but you're just not looking for those bigger rides. You know, we got a smaller tank on here than a lot of bikes might have, and it's really just kind of that fun, quick point A to point B bike. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this, you know, zipping around town, going on some back roads. You know, yeah, you can go to your destination, but I'm not getting the vibe from this that this is what I want to go to Montana tomorrow on. Let's see how this feels. That didn't feel too bad. Now, the front end, I think, feels really good. My dad, when he took it for his first ride, felt like the rear end was pretty choppy. And so what we did is we actually loosened the springs all the way. So versus going for a calculated sag, we just went for a softer feel. And I would say overall, it don't feel too bad. I did bottom it out over kind of a big dip in the road. So, you know, coming from what I'm used to, I could definitely maybe use a little bit more plusher travel in the rear end, but it feels fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Corner's good, has a good planted feeling. You know, I like what's under me. It feels good. Not used to having my legs spread out like this, though. I'm supposed to hug the gas tank. It sounds good getting on it, but I kind of like the tone of it, at least stock, because we don't have loud pipes. I kind of like the tone of it as you work your way up. That almost sounds better. It's not exciting, but it sounds better. One of the reasons why I'm geared up is we actually did a 50-mile ride today on the dual sports, and you know, if I'm just being honest with you, with no windshield on here, I'm just as comfortable on my 450L as I am this bike. And on my bike, we've gone through and done a bunch of mods to it with the Vortex and an exhaust, so I do believe in a 0 to 60 race I would take this bike. Now even in 6th gear at 65, I'm turning a lot of RPMs, and this isn't even started. So I feel like this gearing is just exceptionally tall to what I'm used to. So that tall gearing is costing this bike acceleration time, you know, but it feels really good. But, you know, coming from the bike I'm used to, I for sure would not want less than this 1200 motor. That's just me personally. But this bike has no problem moving itself down the road. As far as the suspension and comfort go, they're nothing earth-shattering. I think they just feel right for what the bike was trying to do and what it was trying to be. Me talking on this gravel road may not be the best example, but every time I hit a bump, you're probably hearing some chattering in my voice, so kind of gives you an idea of what it's like to ride on here. If I were to own this thing long term, if it was mine, I think ergonomics wise I would change the handlebars. I feel good, but I could be more relaxed. I don't feel relaxed right now. I feel like the way these handlebars are set up is they're very ready to be dove into corners. It's very quick to respond, and I feel like I have great leverage on the bike. But I don't have a cruising feeling, if that makes sense. So, but I mean, as far as the bike itself goes, what this bike is trying to be, what I interpret this bike is being about, I feel like Harley made it exactly what it's supposed to be. This is a beautiful looking machine. It you know, even though it's quiet, I can hear the motor. It sounds amazing. And I really think if you're looking into a Sportster and you kind of want a rugged bike to go slap around corners and go have fun around town or wherever you're going, this is it. But I don't feel like this is a long haul bike for me. Again, I'm just as comfortable, my butt is just as comfortable on my 450 with the seat concepts, but I don't feel like this to me would give me anything added on the road than I already have. So I would need a windshield or something to gain some road comfort here. So, well, that's my first thoughts. you know, we'll feature this bike more on the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed checking this out, and, you know, let me know what else you guys got.